Hi, it's me again, and this is lecture number 2 for March 18th, and this is how to write a narrative essay part 2. So we left off writing questions and answering questions with a family member. We are on page 29 of our reading and our writing book. Okay, page 29. And hopefully you guys were able to write questions and get answers from a family member. I'm sorry about the light in the middle of this. My screen is cracked, so the camera isn't very good, but hopefully you can still see me, my lips at least, so you can understand. All right, I looked in Turnitin and no one has submitted questions and answers. So hopefully you're doing okay with it. I will check again tomorrow morning before we go live. Okay, so after you're finished writing questions and then interviewing a family member and writing answers, we will have to start putting together the essay in an outline. So the questions and the answers were a pre-writing exercise, like a brainstorm. Now we want to do the outline. And the way I have it in this book, if you turn to page 30 and 31, okay, here's page 30 and page 31. Now, sorry about the lines that I put through it. Yours doesn't have lines. This is my rough draft of my book, so I wrote all over it. Okay, so here we have, it says outline, and we have introduction, body, and conclusion. Okay, so as you notice, the first thing you need for the introduction is the hook. And before spring break, we talked about the hook. It's something interesting, something that grabs the attention of the reader. So the reader wants to read your narrative essay. Then we have background information. If you look on here, introduction, we have the hook and then the background information. Now this is asking the question where, when, why, who, all of that. And we looked at that already on page 27. Okay, at the top here, there is the plot diagram. Okay, and the beginning. If you see at the beginning, we have those questions again. Where does the story take place? When does the story take place? Blah, blah, blah. All of those questions are part of your introduction paragraph. Okay, so that's what I mean by background information. Okay, and then, like every essay, there is a thesis statement. Okay, so this statement will we'll get some exercises in how to write a thesis statement in a little bit. Okay, so let's look at, this is an overview of what the outline should look. Then we have a body paragraph. Now, some of you, just one body paragraph may be too big for you. So you can write more than one body paragraph, okay? This, this only needs to be a 3-paragraph essay, but to complete the whole story, you may need 2 or 3 body paragraphs, okay? So, but this is just the outline. It's still more like a brainstorm or a pre-writing. So you just write the main happenings of the story. So first, next, another next, and then also this is going along with the plot diagram. So as you see, there's something that says climax. You want to make sure in your outline that you include the climax of the story. And then we have the falling action after that. Okay, so your body paragraph or paragraphs, depending on how many, should have those details in it. Okay, I wonder if I mentioned this here. Now there's two, students have two different problems when writing the body of a narrative essay. The first problem is that they don't have a climax. They just write and then, and then, and then, and then, and they don't get to the top of the story, okay? Or it's too quick, okay? The other kind of student, they write too many details and never get to the end, the falling action of the story, okay? Kind of the conclusion of the action, okay? So either, those are the two problems that students have, either no climax or the story doesn't finish. So be careful of those two things when you're thinking and writing your body paragraph, okay? The third paragraph is the conclusion paragraph right there at the bottom of the page there. And you need a concluding sentence that restates the thesis, just like every other essay. And then we have something that's called a lesson or a moral. Okay, what did the character learn from the story? Now, we were talking about our first day of school. So what did you learn the first day of school? It may not be like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing I've learned in my entire life. My first day of school, I learned how to be brave, maybe, because I'm in a new situation and I was able to conquer it. Okay, so whatever the lesson or the moral is, it might not be big, it might be something small. Okay, what is happening now as a result of the story? If this is the story about you in school, you could say, well, now I speak English better, and now I understand how the school works, and I have graduated. So that would be now, okay, as a result of the story. All right, this also you can refer to page 27. Again, where it says resolution, the resolution is your conclusion paragraph. Okay. All right. I feel like I'm just flipping through this and I hope you don't have questions. If you do, tomorrow at 10:10, I will be live on Zoom and you can ask me questions. Okay. Now, page 32 and 33 are practices on how to write a hook. Okay, page 32 and 33. So you can go through that by yourself, and because I don't know how to do it on just by talking to a screen. I don't know how to teach it. So read it by yourself and you'll kind of get an idea of what a hook for a narrative essay should look like. And then we have thesis statement and concluding sentence. Now remember, the thesis statement is the last sentence of your introduction paragraph. The concluding sentence is the first sentence of your conclusion paragraph, okay? The same as other essays. Now, when you read through these thesis statements, for example, number 1, under the thesis statement, it says, something terrible happened the summer I turned 18. Okay, so again, I underlined the topic, and the controlling idea is in bold. I'm sorry, the other way around, sorry. The topic is in bold, and I underline the controlling idea. Okay, now you can see with the narrative essay thesis statements that they're not as structured as for the illustration example essay. Okay, they're a little bit more loose, not so structured. And honestly, when grading a narrative essay, the thesis statement is important, but not like another essay, like any other academic essay. The thesis statement is very important in academic essays. So a good idea would be to go through activity 9 and 10. That's 9 on page 33, and activity 10 on page 34. And then I'm not going to assign it for homework, but you should do it. And then tomorrow during class time, if you have any questions or problems with it, or you want me to go through it with you when we talk tomorrow, I can do that. Okay? Okay. So then activity 11, don't worry about it. And then I wanted to mention on page 34 and 35 about quotations. Okay? So if you're thinking about putting in your narrative essay direct speech with quotes, you should read this section of the textbook on quotations, okay? I have here, page 34 and 35, I have a story, and there's a lot of direct quotes. So if you read the story, you will understand the rules on how to do quotations, okay? Let's see here. The other very important thing is point of view. And now I'm on page 36, and this is getting really long. I'm sorry. Page 36, point of view. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, page 36. So what's very important now in our class is to understand what perspective you are writing the essay from. Okay, so when we write a narrative essay, it is usually about me and my life, okay, my first day of school, or the best present I have received in my life. Another popular narrative topic, maybe from high school, my most embarrassing moment, okay? Those are all about me. Okay, now the challenge with this essay is that you need to write about someone else. You need to write about he or she, okay? And that is the first person singular, okay? Your essay is about a family member. It's not about you. Somebody wrote me an email just today, I think, or yesterday, and asked me, can I write a story about myself? And I said no, because you want the point of view to be in the third person singular, he or she, because it's easy to write I, okay? It's easy to write a story about yourself. It's very difficult to write a story about someone else, okay? So it's very important in this assignment. After that, there are 2 example essays. Page 37 is Jose's senior trip. That's a good one, and you can use this essay as an example for your own essay. And as you can see with this essay, it is 3 paragraphs, but the body paragraph is a little long. I would probably have divided it into 2 body paragraphs, but since the assignment is only 3 paragraphs, I left it like that in the book. And then we have example essay number 2 about Simón Bolívar. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. And this is a very important example because in your other classes, you know, when you progress at Kane in your junior year, senior year, you will have to write historical narratives like this. And honestly, if we were in class and not on this video chat, I would make you choose a historical figure and write a story like this. But since we have this problem of online education, we are only going to write about a family member, so you're lucky. You don't have to write this. Okay, this is what I usually assign. Something like this essay on page 41 and 42. Okay, so your assignment for the next assignment in this, where's my piece of paper with your information on it? So you're supposed to write a brainstorm for this, okay? And so that just means the brainstorm, wait, 320. Okay, I'm confused. Yeah, write a brainstorm. So 30, page 30 and 31. Let me see where that is. Hopefully I'm not confusing you. Yes. So what I actually meant was write an outline. Okay, so you need to write from page 30 and 31 an outline, an introduction, body, and conclusion, and submit it into Turnitin. Okay, so that's the next step with this. Okay, all right. Let me know tomorrow if you have any questions. All right, and I'll see you soon. This time I'm going to use Zoom. It's easier to get into, and you can hear better. So we're going to use Zoom tomorrow. All right, take care.